Hello! Today we're going to do a fall project with some leaves with fall colors, yellow and gold and red and orange. And this is going to be using cut paper, so that's kind of fun to do something different. Here's another example of the project. And here's a few student examples. So let's get started. You're going to need some colored paper, a pencil, scissors, glue, and a Sharpie. So the first thing we're going to do is put in our 2 layers of green. So we're going to do a light green and a dark green in the back. So I've got my paper here, and you can either draw it first or you can just freehand it. See, it matches up left and right and bottom. So I'm just going to do some rolling hills. Try to make an interesting shape there. And then the one behind it, you can decide. You can either do it random or you can hold it together and see if you get an idea about how you want to come in near it. You don't want to make it parallel though, so try to show some variety. And sometimes, like I kind of feel like I went a little too close to it. You can always flip it over, and yeah, I like that better. So I'm going to get my glue out, and I'm going to glue the dark green. Actually, I should probably do it like this. You just don't want to get glue at the top where it's going to show. Okay. And I'm getting the edges matched up really good here on the 2 sides. And I will flip it over and glue the whole thing down. I'm being careful to not get glue on my light blue piece. That's my finished artwork, and I want it to stay looking nice. Okay, grass done. Now it's time to do our trees. So get whatever colors you can get that seem like fall colors. And we're doing fairly simple shapes. Either ovals or almost a triangle with rounded corners, or this is more a scalloped edge, and see different sizes. It's really helpful to have a nice, interesting variety. Okay, so I already started cutting some out, and you can start arranging where you think it would look nice. I wouldn't put a yellow on a yellow. Maybe I'll get in here and now I want to have the yellows farther apart. I'm going to do one start to finish for you. Here's my red paper here, and I'm going to do kind of a scallop edge, but I'm keeping it fairly simple. I would draw all of your lines first, unless it's just an oval shape. If you're doing anything in the least bit fancy, then do it in pencil first. And if you don't like the shape when you cut it, and if it doesn't look good as a tree, then just do another one. Okay, I like that. That looks pretty good. Actually, I am going to switch these 2 reds. There, I like that better because those 2 had roundies, and this is more smooth, so I think it looks more interesting. Now I really just have one small one. So I'm thinking I'm gonna cut this one down because I don't want them to seem too similar. And I feel like most of them look like the same size. Okay, I definitely like that better. Okay, so get them how you want them. Try out some different ideas. I like this one closer. Sometimes you want them to overlap, and sometimes it looks good to have it plain, like this one's all by itself. So when you feel good about your arrangement, then glue them down. Now you're going to be drawing the trunk in a little bit. So think about what would that tree look like with the trunk up it. Like I wouldn't put it like this. You want it fairly straight up. Just sometimes I feel like I want to fiddle with it a little bit. Oh, I like that better. Alrighty. Now, generally speaking, the farther away the trees are, the smaller they are, and the higher up on the page, the farther away they are. But that's not always the case, because sometimes there can be just a bigger variety of tree. So it's a good thing to be thinking about, but don't think that you have to absolutely put the little ones farther behind than the big ones. It's almost like putting a puzzle together to decide where you want to put everything. Kind of thinking there's so much on that side. Maybe I do need to put, I could go that way, but no, I kind of like it going that way. Okay, fantastic. Now we're going to put the Sharpie lines on it, and this will be fun because you could invent what kind of lines you want to do. You're going to have the trunk down the center, bigger to smaller, but then you can decide, do you want all straight lines, some kind of curvy that kind of looks like the letter U coming off, or these super curvy kind, or any other kind that you can think of. Just doing a black Sharpie. Let's see, I'm going to start with one like this. I'm going to go thicker. It's going to go down beyond the tree. In fact, I'm going to go there. Then just have fun with interesting lines. As you work on it, you'll just kind of get an idea of what you think looks good. Either you're filling in a section, or you're going, I really want to have them, you know, like a slight curve this time, but next time I'm going to pick something else. You want them to all look a little unique. So there's my first one. Let's see, I'm gonna do one here. I think I'm gonna just put like a ball at the end there. I got that idea from one of the ones I was looking at. And I think that's kind of fun. This is a creative challenge for you. How many different ways can you make your branches? Okay, so these look different. Let's see, I've got 4 more to go, so let's see. Well, I definitely want to do one of those curly ones. That looked fun. So curly, super curly, almost like Dr. Seuss. In one of his books, he does lines like that sometimes. Oh, let's see. I liked that straight one. Let's see, I want to do it on this one. So this little guy is the one closest to us. I'm going to give it a little thicker trunk, but it's also the smallest. So smallest is usually far away, but not in this case. Straight lines. I got it remembered. Straight, straight, straight. I almost wanted to curve, but I had to concentrate and think, you don't want to curve. You want one with straight lines. Okay, I'm going to do one now. This one's quite close to us as the observer of the picture. And I'm just going to do lots of long lines. Long, long, long. So you can see really doing these types of designs doesn't take a long time. It's just concentrating about having some variety. One more to go. I want to do something else on the curvy side. So I'm just going to start. So this one's definitely behind. How do we know that? Because of overlap. Overlap is a common art term. So we're using overlap. I'm going to do a curve, but I'm going to go up because I want it different than that curve. There. I think it's looking pretty good. Okay, so let's look at our original picture again and see what else can we add. So you see on here that there's some elements in the sky. So I already cut these out. I'm going to put a little sun in here. And a couple of clouds. I just used white copy paper. Get that nice and more stable there. Okay, what do you think? Are you happy with your picture? Did you learn something about cutting, about designs on the trees, about what is closer is down further on the page, or by overlap, you can tell this one's closer than that. And also this is kind of stylized. That means it's not totally realistic. So almost edging towards slightly abstract. But that's kind of fun to do a different kind of art like that. Well, I hope you enjoyed doing this project, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.